In this video, we are going to learn about the topic called multi-period accounting. So, so what does it mean by multi-period accounting? I will explain with one example that imagine you are taking an insurance or any Netflix subscription. For that, you may need to pay 12 months advance money in one go. Or imagine you are taking Netflix subscription for Jan to December, and imagine which costs $12,000 for 12 months, which means that every month it costs $1,000. Right. So in accounting we have the concept called accrual accounting. Accrual accounting, which means that which means that you you should not recognize the amount until unless you receive the product or you receive the service. In our case, the Netflix subscription will be like service. So until unless you receive the service, you should not recognize the amount in our books of accounts. However, we have paid $12,000 in upfront, which means it's nothing like advance money to the Netflix, but we are not recognizing it 12,000 in one go. We are going to distribute the equal amount for each month by dividing number of months, and we'll recognize this $1,000 in each month: Jan, February, March, April. So that is all about the multi-period accounting. You should not recognize the any amount until unless we receive the product or service. And if you in that case, if you pay any amount in one go, we shall keep this 12,000 in one account, and we'll distribute the equal amount over the period of time. So each month we'll distribute equal amount. So that is nothing but multi-period accounting. So to achieve this functionality in accrual accounting, in Oracle Fusion system, we have the concept called multi-period accounting. So we'll walk you through one of the live example. The same example I will text in our Oracle system. So let's go to the Oracle, and I'll just create one invoice. Take any supplier site, and the invoice number. I'll just write it as Netflix, and my currency USD, and as we mentioned, $12,000. And come to the lines, amount is 2,000, and give the distribution account. You can give specific accounts, but for time being, since it is a test instance, I'm taking a random account. And once you give the distribution account, you can see that there is a hyperlink called multi-period accounting. By default, you cannot see this option multi-period accounting. So for this to appear, you need to click on this view button, columns button, and just drag down. You can see multi-period accounting. You just need to enable these three options. Once you enable these three options, you will get this hyperlink. Just click on this hyperlink, and so you can see that start date, end date, and upload account. So for start date, imagine you are starting from the January, and end date is December, December 31st. Now you have to give the accrual account. Let me give any other related accounts, and I'll give just a payable account. So in real case, you may need to give a particular account. So be careful on that. So see, we have given start date as January and end date as December, which means 12 months, and the amount is 12,000. Now just click on save. Now, click on add validity button, and you can see coding and approvals are required. So I'll just do a force complete, and for approvals also I'll do force approve. Now click save. uh, validate it. Uh, the important point is that you need to, once you create the invoice, post to ledger. It's a very important step, post to ledger. And this post to ledger. And see, deferred line might be it. So you can see that deferred item expense $12,000 and the liability account $12,000. Now imagine like we are done with January month. Now January month needs to get recognized. For that, you need to run one process, schedule process. For schedule process. This is actual entries. So we need to remember this. Deferred item expense and liability. So this is the actual entry for multiple accounting before it gets recognized. Now we need to run the multi-period schedule process to recognize the January month. But before that, I'll just check whether the uh, whether this January month period is open or not. Which internal accounting period load. Check for the January month, which is open. Actually, for the status, it is open status. Now we need to run one schedule process, total tool, and the schedule process. One schedule process. 20, create multiple. This is one of the schedule process. So that we need to run to recognize any accrual payments, ledger payables, and you need to select your ledger and John 26. You want to recognize it and transfer to ledger, post to ledger, yeah. Okay. Second segment. Will take a few seconds to complete this process. So meanwhile, you see that this is a deferred item expense. Once it recognizes, that whole $1,000 will be, there will be one entry with the $1,000 recognized $1,000. It would be like, item expense debits to deferred item expense. So let's wait till till this schedule process completes. So this report will give the, whatever the entries got triggered, whatever the multiple invoice got triggered. Our invoice is that Netflix iPhone 1. Let's see we have this similar invoice or not. Yeah, there is only one invoice in the multiplier accounting report, that is Netflix one that we just created. And if you see that accounting entries, as I mentioned before that, it recognizes like item expense debits $1,000 and deferred item expense $1,000. I'll just write the same expense. And it will just knock off this one. So, so this is the actual entry for January month, and it goes till December as we have given the till December month. So the last month entry will also be similar to the same as first month, right? And at last, you may see that item expense 12,000 debits to liability 12,000. This is the final entry. Every month it will knock off with the deferred item expenses, and every month if you accumulate item expense 1,000, it will be 12,000, and the first line would be to liability is 12,000, so it will be remain same. So every month the deferred item expense will knock off, and the final entry will be item expense debits to liability expense. And post to ledger is nothing but accounting. Until unless you account this is invoice, multi-period accounting will not recognize the invoice, and MPA is one of the period end activity. So you need to remember these things. These 2 points will play a crucial role. It's a period end activity. Every month you need to do every month end you need to run this multi-period accounting process. And now if you can go to the invoice, uh, check the entries. These are the previous lines, and once I run the January multi-period accounting, you can see the date, uh, see the entries, item expense debits to deferred item expense. So this is a bit about multi-period accounting. So in multi-period accounting, if I go deep down, we have two types multi-period accounting. One is by periods. One is by number of days. So whatever we have done till now is by periods, but to recognize by number of days, we need to do bit configuration related to the SLU, sub-ledger accounting. So I may do this by number of days multi-period accounting in near future. So, but we have these two types at this moment. So if you have any doubt, please comment below on this YouTube video, and you can reach out to me for any sort of doubts. I'll try to give bit clarity on your doubts.